My name is Caroline Holtzgaw, and today, for Best in Show, is Sophie and Herbstrith. Sophie is probably the tamest horse girl you've ever met. She's sweet, kind, and always there if you need help. Since finding out I'd be introducing her, I've repeatedly tracked down Sophie in the hallways in order to ask way too many personal questions. What I've learned is she is constantly ready with a laugh and apparently grooms her horse way too much. So get in the saddle and buckle up for the Class of 24's #1 horse girl, Sophie Herbstrith.
If you know me, you may know that I have a horse. You might also know that I'm slightly obsessed with him. I don't think that I would be able to do this entire speech without mentioning him, so I might as well embrace it and make the entire thing about him. So here are lessons that my time spent around my horse has taught me. Lesson 1. Hard work makes accomplishments feel better. When I first got my horse, he looked and acted nothing like he does today. He was anxious and skinny, with a dull coat and not very much strength. I could not canter him around the ring without him bucking and trying to run away. It took almost an entire year to get him to his first show. To others, our performance might not have looked like much. On the first day, we could not get around the course without stopping, and we sort of ran around out of control. But even the fact that we were at the horse show was a huge accomplishment. And on the second day, we even placed 8th out of 46 in one of our rounds. 8th place may not seem like very good to others, but I've never been more proud of a brown ribbon. Lesson 2. Progress is not linear. Sometimes it feels like I'm taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Just when I think we're on the right track and overcoming one challenge, a new one arises. Sometimes it can feel like we're progressing backwards. Something that we thought was no longer a problem becomes a problem again. An example of this would be my horse rushing at the jumps. When I first got him, we had this issue a lot, but we have since worked through it, or so we thought. But just recently, he started doing it again. It's better than before. He actually listens now when I correct him instead of just charging, but it's still frustrating. Although it doesn't feel like progress at the moment, when I look back at old pictures and videos, I can see how far we've come. Lesson 3. Sometimes it hurts less to let go. When I fall off, I don't want to get dragged across the ground. Letting go of my reins allows the fall to become more comfortable for both my horse and me, at least as comfortable as a fall can get. This allows me to get back up and try again. It also gives me the opportunity to adapt and become flexible as I try and fix the problem that landed me in the dirt in the first place. Number 4, you can't rush things. As I said before, when I first got my horse, Star, he had little to no muscle and he was underweight. I couldn't expect him to be strong enough to jump a big course, hold a frame, or even do something as simple as go slow. We had to take our time to get him strong enough and build a solid foundation in order to work up to all of these things. Rushing through this preliminary step would only lead to potential injuries or holes in his training, and pushing him too much too soon causes him to get anxious and frantic, which is the opposite of what I want. Having patience is key because no progress is made overnight. Lastly, horses have taught me that nothing is perfect. I show in the hunters, which means that my horse is judged based on the quality of his movement and of our round. My idea of a perfect round is usually not the same as the judges. I can go and have a really good trip in my eyes, yet I may not even get a ribbon. In this moment, however, the judge has no idea how much work I've put in behind the scenes and is only seeing a 2-minute snapshot of my horse and me. This can sometimes be discouraging, because I'm not always in the top placings, but I try to remember that the ribbon does not reflect the ride, and I focus on how much better my horse gets every show I take him to. For example, at my most recent horse show, Star and I had some of our best rounds to date. We did not actually get any ribbons, but I was still extremely happy with Star and how calm and focused he was. If you hadn't seen this horse a year ago, you wouldn't know how much of a big deal this is. Our rounds may not have been perfect in the judge's eyes, but in my eyes, they were my best, and that's all that mattered. Thank you.